Hello, Abigail here with another Pick a Pile reading. This reading is your manifestations and what's blocking them. So, we're going to discover what your manifestations are. We're going to delve in what the blocks are, maybe some solutions. But yeah, this is what this reading is about. If you feel like that resonates, we're going to go through each pile and you can pick whichever one you want. If you already know, there are timestamps below and you can jump to that reading. But starting off, we have this beautiful clear quartz, clarity, cleansing, knowing what you want, which I feel is very pertinent to this reading. Then we have Moonstone, beautiful little moonstone crystal about intuition and calm and connection to your child self. And then we have Carnelian, which is abundance, passion, and drive. All right, my dears, take a moment to pick your pile, and I will see you in whatever reading you pick. Bye. Hello, pile number one. This is the pile you selected with this beautiful clear quartz. This is the tarot deck we'll be using to dive even deeper into what your manifestations are and what is blocking them. So let's get started. I'm going to put our little clear quartz off to the side here where we can see it. And we're going to get into your cards. So which one do I want to pull first? I'm going to do this one. We have Pierce the Veil, Move Beyond Illusion. Nice. I love getting a direct message in here. Then we have the two Moon Phases cards. We have Full Moon in Leo, Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way. And a New Moon Eclipse. Ooh, very powerful energy. Also, interestingly enough, I'm pretty for sure, I'm also an astrologer if you don't know, but I'm pretty for sure that and this is a timeless reading, so if you're not in 2026 watching this, this doesn't apply to you. But I am pretty for sure that the next eclipse is a new moon. I would have to go look. But we have our tea leaves. We have waiting for news, package, letter. Interesting. It does feel like this pile is about to receive something. Honor and respect will come to you with the crown and bell announcement. Oh, this is very specific. I'm loving this. I love, love, love when we get very specific stuff. And then we have your Lenormand. We have the ring or wreath. I'm going to look that up. We have the moon and we have the cross. So I will set these down. Where do I want to put them? It's always fun to jigsaw these. Ugh, well, fine. I'm going to stick them across the new moon eclipse. And I will just move them as needed. I am going to double check my Lenormand. I'm pretty sure that's the ring, but there's also a wreath, and my brain is blanking. I was right, it's the ring. Yes. So this signifies a rich and happy marriage. So some kind of, doesn't have to necessarily be literal marriage, but some kind of connection, depending on what you want. If marriage is what you want, then apply that as you will. We have the moon, which is a sign of great honors and grief. So there's a dual meaning here. And then the cross can indicate that something is not great is currently happening or showing up, but it's not going to last very long. So let's get into what I think this all means, what the spirits are giving to me. So with the Lenormand, which is where I want to start, I think coming up, we have good fortune. Coming up, your manifestations are coming true. It feels as though your manifestations are kind of multi manifestations. It feels like you want a couple of different things. With the bird, it's like waiting for news. We have honor and respect, and we have announcement. So for some of you, it is, I believe, your manifestations are like a connection to someone wanting something to move to the next step. With the moon, this may or may not be someone that you're currently in a relationship with, but there's also an element of you manifesting prestige and respect in your work, in the things, and maybe not even work, but things that you attain in life. Work is just one of those kind of main ones that we have. We have pierced the veil, which means that in this moment, very much with the cross, it feels as though what you desire is impossible. We also have with this full moon in Leo, while the full moon is in Aquarius season, the next Leo new moon is with this new moon eclipse card. To me, if you're watching this in 2026 around the time that I posted, then I feel like this might mean something to you. But don't let pride get in your way. There might also be an element of you trying to go it alone, especially with the moon here, trying to go it alone with your manifestations. And it feels like you require, in the very least, participation. Like you can't get honor and respect on your own. You have to have people who will vouch for you. You have to have people who believe in you as well. And so what you are manifesting feels like success on multiple levels. It feels as though you also have put a lot of things into play already. You've done a lot of manifesting. So for this group, it very much feels like you have already done a large amount of work and you're wondering, where are these manifestations? Because you're waiting for information about them. You're waiting for something to be delivered. Let's get into the tarot a little bit to kind of get into it. I think with the eclipses and like thinking about the blocks, I think part of it is your circumstances. Things feel pretty hopeless. The cross here is kind of indicating that like you feel kind of this almost malefic energy or energy that feels like personal, like someone is blocking you or like the universe doesn't want you to have good things, which may or may not be true, but it feels as though you desire a lot of things, but the reason you desire all the things you're manifesting is because you want to attain things, you want to be respected in whatever field you're in, you want to be respected in your relationships. And in this moment, it feels almost impossible to get it, but you are still believing, which I think is the important part of this. And with the eclipse, I do think we're going to look into blockages more, but I do think that the removal of said blockages are going to be something that happens overnight. And it's very surprising because eclipses are like time warps where things happen very quickly and you can't really predict what direction they're going to go. I also think this full moon in Leo, whatever your manifestations are, it's about you fulfilling a purpose that feels really near and dear to your heart, whether that purpose is to have a partner and a family and a job, or whether that purpose is for you to like travel the world and be like a well-known consultant. You know, the root of all of your manifestations is this desire to be seen, this desire to be respected. Ace of Swords, Justice. So what are the blocks here? Ten of Wands. All right. So the blocks partially are burnout, which is not your fault. You have been trying. I also think with the moon, you have been working really hard to work on shifting your mindset, shifting your view on like abundance and how you feel about it and whether you even believe in it at this point because things have felt pretty slow. But what the cards are saying is like your blockages are pretty much almost over. You've actually worked through a lot and you're about to move into a new stage when it comes to your manifestation. And I believe that stage is the stage at which you start to receive them. But what has been happening to kind of keep you from those manifestations here is, I realize there's a reflected light on the card here. You guys get to peek behind the curtain as I try to manipulate this to get the light off of it. Devastating. I'm just gonna have to leave it that way, but whatever. I don't believe in perfecting my video. I'm also disabled. I don't have the energy. We have Justice. So things have been, you haven't just been sitting in this kind of lack and, you know, waiting for stuff to happen for no good reason. You have been waiting for the universe to rebalance some things. Some things have had to be been put into place that you weren't aware of. And you've been pushing hard because you're not aware of those things. And you are currently burnt out. I do think this takes us back to the piercing of the veil here, move beyond the illusion. I want to affirm that what you're feeling is completely valid, but I think you are not able to see how close you are to attaining your manifestations. I don't think they're that far off. With a new moon, something is starting that we can't quite see yet down here. Ooh, just dropped down the deck. Yeah, Three of Wands. You're about to see a return. And you need to keep going in order to see the return, which I know is frustrating because it's like, well, I have been keeping on going, and like, how long are you going to force me to keep on going? It's always the question, the age old, time old, age old question, and the Two of Wands. So your manifestations are for you to be seen for who you truly are in relationships, when it comes to money, when it comes to career, when it comes to your friendships and anything else. You have put in a lot of work and you have done a lot of things under very difficult circumstances. And you have not given up. And what I am hearing, especially with the ring over here, is that you are right at the edge of the finish line. You are just waiting for that final announcement to come in. We also have the bell card here. And it was going around the internet for a minute, but I heard about it before it kind of hit the internet for a hot second. But the song, I think it's Ring My Bell, by Anita Ward. I'm really bad with names. So it's Ring something. Ring My Bell by Anita Ward is really good for manifestation. So maybe consider listening to that song and pouring some of your manifestations into the universe while you do it. But something is going to break soon. Some announcement is going to happen. Some message is coming your way that is going to lead to you receiving what you desire, which is to be seen fully as yourself, to be able to function fully as yourself. It also feels as though you are in places currently where you can't fully be and express who you are. And that's a part of the deep frustration is you're like, I can't live in this little box anymore. I can't, be small anymore to like make other people feel good about themselves. And I think with the moon, I don't know that people realize how much you are struggling currently and how hard things have been, and we have here expect powerful change. So powerful change is coming in. It is coming in soon. The blocks, I honestly think you're almost through them. You have been working on them. You have been removing them. I think a lot of them was just you having to wait out the universe realigning things for you to have your dreams exactly the way you want them. Yeah, we have the Emperor, which I believe is you in this situation. You feel very Emperor-esque. Hierophant. Oh, 4 and 5. And the Knight of Cups. Yeah. You're a very powerful. I don't know why I'm so tongue twisted. I think, yeah, I do believe we're coming up on the Mercury Pluto square. That might be why. The Emperor and the Hierophant, you are so skilled, you were so knowledgeable, you were so educated. And it doesn't have to be necessarily academic, it can be, but someone who just knows a lot about their field and like what to do with the knowledge that they have. And the Emperor, you have a lot of power and energy and ability and capability. And you deserve to be seen, and that's what you've been fighting for. And we have the Knight of Cups. It is coming. It is coming soon. Also, bottom of the deck, Ten of Pentacles. Everything you've been manifesting is coming your way. It is just, this is the last, kind of like that last push, that last moment of belief to getting these things. I do think with the ring here, you're not going to get all of your manifestations all at once, but you are going to start to see them moving. And this is leading to you having more committed, healthy relationships. And they don't have to necessarily be romantic, they can be. But relationships where people don't up and leave when things are hard, a relationship where people show up for you for your special events, I'm feeling is very important. And what has been blocking you is the fact that you can't kind of see past this moment because it's hard and it sucks. Let me pull 3 more. Wrap this up. Yes, Ace of Wands. So much fire energy, by the way. This is associated with Aries and Mars. Wands, 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 Ace of Wands. We have the 1, 2, and the 3. We have the 10 of Wands, 7 of Wands. Would be surprised if you're fire signs or don't have heavy fire energy in your birth chart. But yeah, it is right around the corner. The things that you desire starting. 6 of Wands. My God, what a fiery punch. And with that Leo moon. I love this. And the Knight of Wands. Okay. So definitely a cohort of incredibly passionate people. If you're not a fire sign, you have heavy Mars signatures in your chart, but these things are coming soon. Your manifestations, victories, they are coming in very quickly. Based on all of this, I would say we're looking at a fairly short timeline, even, especially if you resonate with having done so much work and just not seeing any results. With the Ace of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, victory is coming in quickly. And not only is victory coming in quickly, but it's coming in with new information to make your manifestations even more powerful, to make outcomes even better. And you are going to get the honor and respect that you deserve. It's also, this whole journey has been about you finding the right people, about you not making yourself smaller. And I think if maybe you being like you not fully stepping into your power, I feel like that might be that kind of final boss that is blocking you from your manifestations. Be larger than life, be bigger, be more unpredictable, be more fiery, be more aggressive, believe more in your skill sets and your knowledge with the Hierophant. You know so much and you are so powerful. But yeah, so what are your manifestations? For you to be seen for who you are. And this covers a wide range of desires, but you want to be seen in every aspect of your life. You want to receive the honor that you deserve for the work that you have put in. And you can basically just fill in the blank for this reading. Like whatever you've been waiting for, that's what it is. And you deserve to be honored for that thing that you have put all this effort and love and time into. But it is coming in quickly. Like I said, we do still have this cross here, which is indicating that you're still in a bit of a rough time, but this is clearing pretty soon. And it's going to clear with an announcement or some piece of news that is going to change your life. Anyways, my dears, this is my reading for you. If you have enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps my channel to grow and also kind of shows me what content you like. Also, feel free to pop in the comments. Let me know if this resonated. Let me know what type of content you like, if there's any topics you would like me to cover. But yeah, I wish you so many blessings, and I'm excited for you to experience this kind of lightning speed burst when your manifestations begin to come true. Anyways, my loves, many blessings. Bye. Hello, my lovely option number 2. This is your pile. This is the tarot deck we'll be using to go even deeper into these cards that we have here. You chose the Moonstone, this beautiful little guy. This is about connection to intuition, internal calm and attunement, connection to your child self. Put that over here with clear quartz because you are pile number 2. And let's get into it. What are your manifestations and what is currently blocking them? Hearth. Broaden your horizons. Ooh, I already kind of know where this is going. I'm excited for it. And then we have luck is on your side, New Moon in Sagittarius, and the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So this is actually very Sagittarius season coded. If you are Sagittarius, probably in the right place. If not, that's totally fine too. Then we have your tea leaves. I think I accidentally didn't draw an extra one for you, so I'll draw another one in a second. The cup. You should accept valid criticism. The pail. Time to get out of a situation. This is interesting. Let me pull us another tea leaf. Dog far away. A distant friend is thinking of you. Interesting. Then we have the Lenormand. All right, we have the fountain, which is abundance and luck. We have the tree, which is also a very, very, very good omen and sign in the Lenormand. I do want to double check this one. Make sure I get it right. The child means the person for whom this reading is made is in good company and everybody will be kind to him or her. So I don't know that this is currently true. But I do think that you are coming into a time of being liked. And I think a lot of it has to do with your manifestations and how you've been approaching them. With the tree, it's an indication of good health. And then the garden forest with the fountain predicts that you're going to be meeting new people and joining a new friend group. So this is really interesting. Also, the hearth, broaden your horizons. Okay. Luck is on your side and the answers you need are coming. So it actually feels as though, all right, bear with me. It feels as though you're not manifesting enough. It feels as though the reason you're not getting what you want is because you aren't desiring enough. You are capable of so much more than you are giving yourself credit for. I think this is the part where you should accept valid criticism. This is meant in love. But I think that you're accepting too little, which would explain this pale time to get out of the situation. And it also feels like maybe because you've been dreaming so small, you have gotten distant from some of your more inspired and energetically aligned friends because they want you to come with them on this journey of like radical self acceptance and like believing in yourself. And it feels like you've kind of been pulling back. I do believe that part of this is because you have manifested things before that haven't come to fruition and you've never like understand or been given a reason why, which is very valid. But the answers you need are coming, and there's actually the Lenormand is like very positive about you having better health, you meeting and connecting with more wonderful people, you being liked in general. And I think that there's also a part of you that doesn't feel like you're very well liked by maybe your friends or by the people around you, and you feel like that's been getting in the way of your manifestation. And I think it absolutely has. But I also think a part of you, I think part of the block for you is A, dreaming too small. And then B, not being around people who inspire you, who believe in you, who also have goals. It feels like you're kind of stuck in a rut. I'm getting this image of like a bunch of people who are not really well groomed and they're kind of griping about their problems. And this is like a very archaic image. It's not like a modern times image. And they're like crusty and they're not that old, but they look old because they're so like energetically like cranky and mean. And they're just like shit talking everyone and they don't want to see anyone else grow. And they basically put each other down so that no one in that group will feel safe enough to believe and to manifest and to move on because then they would have to move on as well. So it really does feel as though this group, what is blocking you is firstly, you not believing that you deserve more. You do. And then secondly, that the people you're around are blocking your blessings. And you deserve to not have that happen. And you deserve to believe in yourself, especially with this luck is on your side. I feel like it's not going to take that much to shift this. We have the Knight of Wands. These are very big cards. Seven of Wands. Interesting. We got both of these in pile number one, actually. Seven of Wands. And Death. Yeah, a really big transformation has to take place with your mindset, with your beliefs, with, you know, what you've been doing. You have been trying, you have been manifesting, but it feels as though you need a complete re something of what your dreams and desires are and what you deserve and what you want, because it feels like you've either been manifesting something other people want or you've been manifesting what you think is possible rather than what you desire. And you've gotten kind of stuck. It feels like the Seven of Wands is keeping this Knight of Wands from moving forward. And so your manifestations, they're not enough. You deserve more, you deserve bigger, you deserve better. Yeah, you need to shoot for the moon, is what I'm hearing. And luck is on your side. And I think once you can undo these things and once you can release these people who call themselves your friends but don't truly want you to succeed, there's literally no limitation to where you can go. And I also think with the answers you need are coming, I also think you're going to start to see signs after this reading of like the direction that you should head and the manifestations that are meant for you. I also think they're just kind of dormant, sleeping inside of you. And once you kind of wake up your potential, there's practically nothing you cannot do. Judgment. So this is so karmic. Queen of Pentacles. I'll shuffle a little bit more. Ah, Ace of Wands. Yeah, this is also in the other one. We had so many wands in the first reading. But yeah, with Judgment, this is part of the reason this has been so hard for you is this is a karmic cycle. You have, in past lives, you have not demanded more. You have accepted less. And it's not because you're like bad or you're foolish or anything. You've just always been told by the people around you that you don't deserve to have what you deserve to have. And with this Queen of Pentacles, there's a part of you that knows this. There's a part of you that believes in more, that hopes for more. That's why you came and found this reading. That's why you're here. But you have been stuck in this sense of feeling unworthy, or a feeling like, honestly, as though with judgment, as though you'll lose people if you believe in yourself. And the answer is you will lose people, but you're going to get better people. You're going to get people who care about you. And with the Ace of Wands, I think the minute you shift this perspective and even get a tiny grasp on what you desire and what you want, things are going to take off. I think you're like, oh, now I have to go do a whole manifestation process again. I don't think so. I think a lot of the energy that you put into your other manifestations that weren't meant for you, it's just been kind of storing up. With the Death card here, yeah, you do have to go through a huge revamp on these things, but I don't think it's a long process. Let's see, what else do the cards have? The Hierophant, Three of Cups, and the Moon. Ooh, yes. You are so much more intelligent and smart and funny and in charge in like a really wise way than you have been giving yourself credit for. I also think there's an element of part of the reason you haven't manifested more is because you're tied to some kind of tradition or cultural norm. You don't have to be. You can be whoever you want to be, and yeah, you might lose some things along the way, but you're never going to get what you want if you don't step outside of the lines. If you don't color outside the lines, you're not going to get what you want. With this Three of Cups, it completely affirms in these cards that new and wonderful and magical people are coming your way, are entering your life. That's going to be one of the signs that your manifestations are coming true, that you're meeting these people, and not just meeting them, but accepting them and following through and reciprocating a relationship, because that's important. You are going to lose a lot of the current people you hang out with, but this is for the best. And I think you're going to breathe a sigh of relief once you do kind of remove yourself from these groups. We also have the Moon, which to me really ties to the Judgment card. You know, you have been through so much on a cosmic level. There's so much going on internally. And I think a part of this whole journey and this manifestation is that there's an element of you that is so hopeful and so believes and so capable of manifesting, and you're afraid to let them out. You're afraid to hope too much. You're afraid to believe. And let me tell you, do not be afraid. Firstly, because you're never gonna get what you want with fear, but also because those things are coming, and it's about you aligning to your inner world. All right, let's look for some final guidance. I don't know that there's necessarily a timeline here that I can pinpoint. Basically, things are going to start happening once you start demanding more from the universe and yourself. Not more as in more work, but more as in like, I deserve a better, bigger, brighter future. And also releasing these friendships that aren't meant for you. I also do wonder for some of you if you just stop facilitating the friendship, if it'll even last, because it doesn't feel like these people are meeting your energy at all, to be frank. Knight of Pentacles. Yes. This one's calling my name. Page of Wands. I also just love the colors in this deck so much. And the Tower. Yeah, some really big changes are going to have to happen in your life. However, these are not changes that you can't handle. And while the Tower is a really big card, I'm hearing that these changes with the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, they're going to happen in a way that is digestible. This change is going to happen in a way in which you can handle. But when you look back in like 8 months, you're going to be like, that was crazy. I wasn't fully aware of how much was happening and how much was changing at the time, but day by day, I was shifting things and stuff changed. And here I am standing on the verge of some really beautiful stuff because of the work and the effort I have put in, and because of the magic I have engaged with. I do think for some of you, just because there's such a strong kind of Sagittarian vibe here with the new moon in Sagittarius and the full moon in Gemini, I do think for some of you, a lot of breakthroughs will come in Sagittarius season, regardless of what year you're in, regardless of what time this finds you, Doesn't mean that's when everything's going to happen. It just means there's something important in Sagittarius season for you, so keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to pull one more card as a final message. But yeah, I think this was very important to be heard, and I hope that you can realize how absolutely magical and beautiful you are, and that the people you're around currently are wrong. Five of Wands, yeah, they're going to hate it. I'm going to draw one more than one card. Yeah, the people around you aren't going to enjoy it. You're going to lose friends. You're going to have fights. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, there's no easy way around it. You are going to have to face the fact that your relationships aren't where you want them to be. Also, I think a message I'm getting too is if you're seeking a romantic relationship, these people have been blocking you from getting it. They've been telling stories about you. If you have a crush, they've been being like, oh yeah, that foolish, ridiculous person, and really ruining your chances with that person. I don't think that person is the one, but still not a nice thing to do. But yeah, it's time to call your power back. It's time to call your resources, your energy, all of those things back in order to move forward. We also have the Queen of Pentacles down here. So it's about you embodying all of yourself, all of your magic, all of your power, all of the beautiful energy that you are. And, with this Eight of Pentacles, not all of your dreams need to go. You just need to make them bigger. You just need to blow them up. And yeah, people are going to hate it. But you're getting rid of those people, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, this is my reading for you. Your manifestations, they could be bigger, they could be bolder, they could be braver, and you need to make those standards bigger and taller. Those relationship standards higher. Those, like, what you deserve to be paid, more. You deserve to be valued, absolutely. Raise those standards up, because wonderful, magical things are possible in your life, and you just have to believe them and get rid of the people who don't believe in you. Anyways, my loves, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below if this resonated, or if you have any questions, or you can let me know if there's a topic that you would like me to incorporate into one of these readings. But yeah, it is all appreciated, and thank you so much for joining me. Many blessings. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. This is your reading. You chose the Carnelian, which is about abundance, passion, connection to your body, personal growth. Put them over with the other crystals. So this reading is about your manifestations and what is blocking them. So let's get into it. Elixir, your wish is granted. Ooh. So maybe not so much blocking it, but we will see. Don't want to get ahead of myself. Then we have, oh, they gave us 3. I thought we only had 2. Never mind. Void of Course Moon. Nothing will come of this situation. What do you need to release? And the energy is gaining momentum. These are an interesting combo for sure. Move this back a smidge just so I can fit these extra cards in. Because yeah, I was specifically chose 2, but the universe had different plans. Tea leaves, dog close up, pleasure with a close friend, noise. I love that this dog looks like a Karen, looks like a soccer mom. Beau, you are highly thought of. And parrot, someone will gossip about all of your secrets. Ooh, spicy. And I was using this spot for these guys. We'll see what we do with them. We have the fish, we have the bouquet, and we have the key. Ooh, this is all very nice. I don't know where we're sticking these. I'm gonna stick them across here so we can read those. So fish is abundance and gains and success. The key is something being unlocked and opened for you. And the bouquet is like excess abundance, gift giving, people who love you, which I find interesting considering we have nothing will come of this situation. Someone will gossip about you, and what you need to release. So, your wish is granted. What wish? It feels like there's not a whole lot blocking the situation, but a few circumstantial things. And also maybe a friend or two who is kind of backstabby. Is what I'm initially feeling. I think there's a situation that you think is your wish, but it's not your wish. And it's up to you to recognize that it's not the thing that you're looking for. And that is the thing you need to release. There is one thing blocking your manifestation, and it is an idea or a way that something is going to happen that you are holding on to that doesn't necessarily need to be the thing and isn't the thing. And once you can let that go, it feels like so much abundance is going to come through. I also think one of the signs when you have let go is that you're going to have a friend kind of be like, wow, I was wondering when you were going to kind of give up on that thing because it just didn't really feel aligned with you. We do have the bow, so like people do think highly of you. There's just a few haters in your circle that are gumming up the works. But let's ask the tarot for more insight into your manifestations, what's blocking them, all of the things. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles, affirming a wish granted. Okay, you wanted to come out. Judgment. Ooh, we have some past life stuff coming up the works here. Interesting. Also interesting, the Hierophant has been in every reading today. So I think what is gumming up the works, what is blocking you, is a karmic past life pattern where you are desperate to finish some cycle, but that cycle is not going to get finished right now in the current circumstances with the current people you're with. And you're like, no, but I really want to finish up this thing. And there's not a lot of language to kind of describe this feeling because it is a past life feeling where it just feels larger than life and really important. And you feel like you're destined to do it. And you are destined to do it, but you're not destined to do it with these people or in this time. And so you need to let the situation go. That is what's blocking your manifestations. And I'm also sensing that in a weird way, it's also kind of a part of your manifestation. So your manifestations are going to have to shift a little bit. Very Ace of Pentacles. With the Hierophant, there's a part of you, your highest self, that kind of already knows this, but they haven't been able to give language to it. And also, they were kind of letting you learn a lesson, which not fun, but necessary. Let's see what else. Oop. Cups. I love the aces. You know, it is giving very much wish granted. And I think if you can let go of this situation, this job, this person, that your manifestations are going to come in fairly quickly. And this has kind of been the message across the board. Different situation, different circumstances, but the same idea of like once you can remove one obstacle, it's all going to flow. Nine of Cups, nice, nice, nice. And Death. Ooh, I see. So yeah, you are going through a transformation. It feels like you've been in a very intense situation, but things are about to ease up and the energy is gaining momentum. Is like things are starting to happen because it feels like you've come to like some moments of recognition and realization lately, but we have to unlock this kind of final puzzle, this final situation to get to the fish and the bouquet of flowers that are going to bring in abundance. And it is this questions of what do you need to release, recognizing that nothing is going to come of the situation. And also that your wish can be granted without these very specific things you're kind of holding on to. With the Nine of Cups, you know, there is an element of stubbornness in the Nine of Cups, but also this element of you can bring in abundance without this specific set of things you're holding on to. You have all of this power and you don't need these crutches that are kind of holding you back. And with the death process here next to Judgment, they both have a similar look for a reason. You know, this is about transforming not just this situation and this set of manifestations, but transforming the way that you approach things overall in life from this point moving forward. So this is a very big shift and change for you. Oh, two enemy sneaky cards. Eight of Swords, the Emperor. Yeah, you are kind of stuck in a prison of your own thoughts and fears and ideas. Um, I think also, if you're like, Abigail, I don't know what you're talking about. Firstly, you can always go look at a different pile. But secondly, you just need to remove expectation. You just need to remove this happening in a very specific way. And I think if you ease up on specifics, there's literally no limitation to how and when and how many of your manifestations can come true. Because with the Emperor, you are a powerhouse of fire and passion, and you're kind of being held back by these limitations of time and situation and a little bit other people kind of you know, being a bit catty. It feels like there's one or two people in your life who are really draining your energy and being little hoes about it. You got to release them too. This also feels like for some of you, there's maybe someone you're collaborating with or you've had a dream with for a while, and they're just not the one. Whether it's a relationship or it's a collaboration or it's like a business partner, they're holding you back, babe. Literally, this deck keeps giving me this like whole reading keeps giving me extra cards. Love it. So we have the Daughter of Swords. Yeah, you need to have a new and curious approach to your manifestations. And you need to believe that they are possible, even if they're not with the people you thought they'd be with, even if they're not in the circumstances you thought they'd be with, even if they're not in the place you thought they'd happen. And we have the Seven of Cups. So, like, there are so many options for how you can access your dreams and desires. There's so many options of different kinds of manifestations you can have. It's like the universe is begging you to open up yourself to the possibility of more, which was very similar theme to pile number two, to the idea of more, to the idea of doing multiple things at once, to the fact that I think there's also an idea, there might be a kind of an idea in your mind that, like, oh, I can't get this until I get that. No, you can get that all at once as long as you believe. And we have the Ten of Cups on the bottom, and I'm seeing this Eight of Wands. Yeah. And like I said, this has been a theme across all the readings today. Once you release how something's going to happen, when something's going to happen, with whom it is going to happen, so many wonderful things are going to happen, and those dreams are going to come true, just not in the way you expected, which can be hard to accept. But there are people in your life who believe in you, and you do have a lot of respect from your friends. And so, if there's also a bit of fear around, oh, if I change my mind, people are going to think that I'm like flaky. No, they've been wishing and hoping that you would see this for yourself as well. I'm going to draw us three final cards, and then that'll be it for us. Nope, not those. Strength. Yes, yes. So you are a powerful person, very much tying into the Emperor, both very fiery cards. Strength, Five of Swords. In this situation, very much cutting people off. Also cutting people off past life. I think some of you do need past life regression. I'll just say that. Father of Wands. Yeah, you have to claim what you deserve. You have to claim what you believe. Your wishes will be granted. You just have to release the way in which it is granted. And you're going to have to cut some people off. Let them go. Anybody who's keeping you from becoming the powerhouse that you are. Also, I think you have been kind of softening yourself for some people because you know people are talking about you behind your back. They don't matter. You need to be you in all of your glory and all of your magic and all of your abundance. And those people can go choke on something. Anyways, my love, what is your manifestation? It's something you're holding on to really tightly, and you are going to get it. You are just not going to get it in the way that you think you will. And you're like, Abigail, that doesn't sound very nice. But guess what? It is actually going to be very nice because it is going to be more than you could have imagined with our beautiful Ten of Cups. So release the way in which this is going to happen. Your wishes are going to be granted. They're just going to be granted in a way that's wildly different and honestly, wildly more abundant than you thought. Your friends are cheering you on. The universe is showing you that a way is opening up before you. You just have to release and recognize that what you are holding on to is not your manifestation. It is a past life connection. It is something that has run out the clock. There are so many new and beautiful things on the horizon. Don't let this one thing hold you back. Anyways, my loves, this is my reading for you. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Comment below if it resonated. Let me know if there's any other topics you'd like me to do a reading on. Also, what was I going to say? I don't know. My brain literally just went completely blank. Anyways, I wish you so many blessings and abundance, and I'm excited for the universe to bring something extremely magical in that really, really exemplifies the powerful, wonderful person that you are, which is displayed in the Strength card. Anyways, my loves, many blessings. Bye.